You, I remember you guys saying that you kind of changed the dress code a little bit.
Yeah. Legit, it's crazy, man. We just started wearing tracksuits, and we were all like, no, it's our uniform. Yeah. We put like a New Day patch on it, and then we traveled in comfort. So now it's like a thing. You know, people are like, oh, I want to wear tracksuits too. And like, you know, it's a legitimate thing. We just wanted to be comfortable. And now here we are breaking barriers in the world of clothes and textiles and things of that nature.
Has anybody hit you guys up about clothing sponsorships, anything of that nature?
Unfortunately, no. But we are looking. Anybody out there who wants to sponsor us for a tracksuit sponsorship, we are open for business. We're taking all offers. None have come in at all.
That's surprising.
But yeah. You know, we're fun guys, man. We like to have fun, you know, and you guys like fun. And your product, we'll push your product. We push our own product. Like, sponsor us, man.
You got this rivalry going with Randy Orton, a lot of it rooted in your feud from about 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
What was your professional relationship like with Randy Orton in that time?
Just a coworker, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really have a relationship per se. He's not one of the guys who I would, you know, chum it up with backstage or anything like that. It was kind of like, okay, we have a match, and then we're just going off to our own things, you know? So, but like on a very legitimate level, like those who have been watching the videos that have been airing about the history of our, you know, our I guess relationship, it's very legitimate in the fact that he like did not want me to be here, to the point where he would, you know, tell people and the people who made decisions that I shouldn't be in the position that I was at. So that's what you saw. Like, a lot of people asked me over the years, like, hey, what happened in 2009? Like, you know, you put Randy Orton through the table at Madison Square Garden. I thought that you were going to be going up here, and that's where I was supposed to go. You come to find out that because of him, like, it didn't go that way. Not right away. It took a little while, little ups and downs, but now here we are 11 years later, you know, through a stroke of luck, a touch of fate, you know, hard work, and some opportunity taken advantage of, and here we are.
I remember the paint on the race car. How close were you to falling?
My God. So I talk about that moment all the time because, like, so that was a career-defining moment for me. Like, everyone saw, like, oh, my God, Kofi Kingston's not just happy-go-lucky Jamaican guy that can go out there. Oh, he's doing some damage to this car. I feel like if I would have fallen, it would have been almost like a Shockmaster-esque moment, right? Like, so I remember, like, it was all slow motion for me. Like, I took the paint bucket and I slammed it down, and I go. So what happened first was that they told me that the NASCAR was, like, indestructible. So they gave me a crowbar, and I go, and, like, with the first hit, it broke the window. I was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen, but it's live TV. So I keep on breaking it. Like, I go to step in it, like, now I'm on the dashboard, and, like, I go to slam it, and all of a sudden I feel myself falling. It's like the Matrix. I'm like, no, my career, no. And then just like stuck the pose. I'm like, okay, I got it. And it was like really, really close. But, you know, long-winded way to say that, like, it could have gone this way really quick, but it ended up going this way because of that.
We hear about how many takes you got to go through and a lot of that stuff. You can't do that. They're not going to buy you multiple cars.
Exactly. Not multiple cars, not multiple buckets of paint. It was a one-time deal. And then with the NASCAR too, there's no like rear view mirrors. I had to like figure out ways to like destroy it. So you saw me like throw a crate into it. I used the crowbar to like kind of like scrape off the paint job and everything like that. But you know, luckily it went well. It went the way that it was supposed to go, and now here we are 10 years later, me and Randy Orton going out there and doing it, you know. This was the city that he had his first world title in. This was also the same pay-per-view that he won his first world championship in. So I'm sure like the emotions on his level, on his side, are like at a high level. On my side, for the reasons I told you before. So it's going to be a very intense and emotional match, and I think a lot of people are going to be kind of thrilled. We're going to see a good match. So that's what the benefit of having two guys who are so emotionally invested in this match. Everyone who gets to watch gets to see an amazing match put forth. So.
You had mentioned in an interview prior that ahead of New Day you were thinking about maybe hanging it up, and you've been a part of a lot of successful tag teams, many. What stood out to you about this tag team and made you say, you know what, I am going to give it a go?
So it was two things. Number one, I was at a point in my career where I was going to be the guy who was going to come in, have a good match, do some cool moves, and lose the match. And it just kind of got monotonous. And then when Woods and E actually approached me about forming a group of guys who were going to get to be bad guys, that was something that I always wanted to do. Like, I hadn't been a bad guy at that point in my career at all. It was a no-brainer. So to be able to do that, to do something different, and then also from my end, have been on the roster for such a long time, to be able to give whatever knowledge or influence or the quote-unquote rub to younger guys was really important to me too. So I'm like, I can kill two birds with one stone here and help uplift these guys to get them to a level where they can enjoy the success and the fruits of this arduous career, I was all about it. So it was a no-brainer for me, and it came like like you said, the right time, because I was at a point where I was like, do I want to do this? Or like, I'm not really having that much fun anymore. And it was at the perfect time.
As we wrap up your reinvigorated run to the top of the card, I mean, that happened like that. Ali got hurt. You had this great gauntlet run. What went through your mind as you're kind of hearing, hey, all this stuff is going on. Hey, you're winning. Hey, WrestleMania time. Like, how quickly did that all come together for you? And did you know that night, like, I think I can main event WrestleMania this year.
So I'm always a one day at a time type person. I take things one day at a time, especially in this industry when you don't know what's going to happen like down the road. Even like the next day, we'll get to a show sometimes, and oftentimes we'll be doing one thing, and then at the end of the night, you're doing something that's the complete opposite. So I knew that for me to like emotionally like be like, oh my God, I'm going to WrestleMania, like that night would be just silly. Even I didn't allow myself to like to feel that emotion or really like get excited until I was about to go through the curtain, to where like they started playing the package of like, oh, this is the big journey, and like they're playing all the moments at the moment in Houston at the Elimination Chamber. I couldn't even watch it because I started to get emotional. I'm like, oh my God, I had to turn away and focus on the match. But it was only until like I actually like I won that I was like, oh my God, like it happened. Then I allowed myself to kind of like get a little bit emotional and be excited with my family in there and everything. It was awesome.